Karvath had trained for this moment his entire life. At 7 feet tall with 4 articulated arms and exoskeletal plating that could deflect plasma rounds, he was the pride of his species. The Centauri were known throughout the galaxy as warriors, their military academies producing the finest soldiers in 12 sectors. When the Galactic Combat Institute announced they would be accepting students from Earth, a planet most had never heard of, Karvath had laughed along with his classmates. Earth was classified as a Class 12 Deathworld, a designation that meant nothing to him. The galaxy was full of harsh planets. What made this one special? He found out on the 3rd day of combat training. The human girl was small by galactic standards, barely reaching Karvath's chest. Her name was Maya Rodriguez, and she moved through the preparatory exercises with an efficiency that seemed almost lazy. No exoskeleton. No natural armor plating. No secondary arms or enhanced sensory organs. Just soft, vulnerable flesh wrapped around fragile bones. When Instructor Velthor paired them for grappling exercises, Karvath's mandibles clicked in amusement. This would be over in seconds. Begin, the instructor's voice echoed across the training mat. Karvath moved with practiced precision, his upper arms reaching to control Maya's shoulders while his lower arms targeted her joints. The armbar technique was standard Centauri combat doctrine: hyperextend the opponent's elbow, apply pressure until submission or structural failure. He'd performed it thousands of times on training dummies and fellow students. His grip locked around Maya's right arm. He pivoted his hips, applied leverage, and pulled. Nothing happened. Confused, Karvath increased pressure. The human's arm should have been screaming in pain, the joint popping loose from its socket. Instead, Maya looked at him with something that might have been curiosity. "You're supposed to tap out," Karvath grunted, applying force that would have shattered a Voluvian's carapace. "Oh," Maya said pleasantly. "You're trying to break my arm. That's cute." Then she moved. Later, in the medical wing, Karvath would struggle to explain what happened. One moment he had her in an unbreakable hold. The next, his world inverted. Maya had somehow twisted in his grip, twisting in a way that should have torn her muscles, dislocated her shoulder, broken her own arm to escape, and then she was behind him. Her small hands found pressure points he didn't know existed. His exoskeleton, designed to distribute impact force across its surface, meant nothing against the precision of her strikes. She targeted nerve clusters through the gaps in his plating with surgical accuracy. When he tried to counter with his superior strength, she used it against him. 400 pounds of Centauri warrior found himself airborne, then crashing into the mat hard enough to crack 3 ribs and fracture both left side wrists. The fight lasted 8 seconds. "Deathworlds don't make tough creatures," Instructor Velthor explained later, as medical drones worked on Karvath's injuries. "They make survivors. Earth has 1.3 times standard gravity, extreme temperature variations, thousands of species evolved specifically to kill each other, and humans are persistence predators. They chase prey until it collapses from exhaustion. Their bones are reinforced with calcium deposits. Their pain tolerance evolved to let them keep fighting through injuries that would kill most species. And their joints?" The instructor's crest rippled with something like respect. "Their joints have a flexibility that looks like a structural weakness until you realize it's a combat advantage. Karvath's hands would heal eventually." The medical staff assured him he'd regain 70% functionality within 6 months. His pride would take longer. 3 weeks later, Karvath watched Maya spar with a Krell heavyweight, a species that wrestled on worlds with gravity fields that would crush most beings. She moved through his defenses like water, finding angles that shouldn't exist, hyperextending her own body in ways that made the medical staff wince. She won in 12 seconds. Karvath practiced signing his name with his feet, as his upper hands were still too damaged for fine motor control. In Centauri culture, scars told stories. His would tell a simple tale: never underestimate a Deathworlder. Especially the ones who smile before they fight.